Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna go about what you can do when you're prepared for endgame, after you've watched my video, after you got all your gear, you got your relics, you got your artifacts, when you're ready to go, or even like only halfway, you only have half the relics. It doesn't matter, as long as you start doing this new content in the endgame and you practice the mechanics, you practice the dungeons, it's going to be just fine. The gear will follow. So what do we talk about today? Today is going to be about compasses, compass dungeons. Now, compasses are basically like the Sector 2 dungeons, or basically Sector 3, Sector 4, whatever layer you're currently at. But then a bit more advanced, they're a bit more group focused and more mechanic based, so you have to do certain things in order for you to successfully complete them, rather than just go through and spank and tank everything like in the normal dungeons when you were there for gearing up. So first off, what are compass dungeons? Compass dungeons are basically dungeons you can do where you will be getting insignia upgraders. Now what they are, you can buy compasses from the compass NPC, which is next to the bank. For Empire, it's going to be next to the auction, or really at the auction house, right next to them on the left side. And you'll be able to have the same options here. For League, it's right next to the bank. For Empire, it's right next to the auction house. So compasses, you can buy level 1 compasses, so it has no level, that means it's level 1. And compasses go up to level 25, so every level you go up is going to become slightly harder, but your group will gain more loot per boss kill you do. You can also get these compasses when you complete a Sector 2 dungeon. It'll also drop you a level 1 compass. I'm assuming that's the way of the game. That's how the game tries to introduce players into compasses, that's a thing still. So when you end a dungeon, you're going to see that a compass drops, and you'll probably be wondering, what is this? How am I supposed to do this? To read the description, and then they'll figure out they have to make a group to get inside. Now once inside, you'll be faced with one of several compass dungeons. There's about 11, I believe, or 6 or 7 different Allods. You can see all of them on the website or from Allods Online, and you'll have to simply complete them. So as you go through, you'll see that some mobs are casting certain things, some mobs are doing certain things. Now a really good tip I can give you is that you have to read the buffs that are on the monsters. Just simply read every buff or debuff that appears on your screen if you're completely new to it. That's the fastest way to learn how to do these compasses. Once you figure out how to do everything, you'll be able to manage to clear everything up to the last boss. When you kill the last boss, a chest will drop. Make sure you always loot that chest, only the compass owner can loot it. When you loot the chest, you'll be rewarded with double insignias, with double the loot that every boss drops, and a compass of the next level, and another one that somebody else randomly gets. So make sure you ask in your group who the other compass has, who got the other compass, and request that compass to be given to you as well, so that you can keep them all together, because they have timers. Every compass lasts a week, and after that week they just disappear. So it's important for you to use those compasses before they expire, so you at least level them up, or you at least tried to do that. If you do manage to die, if you wipe from the compass, you will lose the compass, and then you have to just rebuild them. So that's one thing to keep in notice. Another thing that helps you to re-extend the timers on the compasses and also double them if you're getting to a level you don't want to lose about, you can buy these small ghostly compasses from the NPC in Alrihat, which will double the amount of compasses you have, and it's going to reset their timer, it's going to reset their lifetime. So if your compass has like 2 hours left and it's a high level one and you don't have the people to go with right now, you can buy these small ghostly compasses, use it on the compass. You'll get double in return, and it's going to be updated with the timer, so back to 7 days. You can only do this one time, and when you did this, it's going to make the compass bound, so it won't be tradable anymore. So make sure that you know that you're aware of that as well. Now onto the website. On the website you can follow the ranks. So when you go to the Allods Online website, you'll see here on the right side corner ranks and ratings. When you go there, you'll be able to see the heroic adventures, and you'll be seeing astral heroic adventures. I'll explain about you both. We'll start with heroic adventures. This is what we initially started explaining about, and this is where you can keep track of who did the highest of levels per server as well. So for me, usually it's going to be Smuggler's Paradise, and you'll see that we have cleared level 25 and then with its timer. Now the normal heroics, the ones where you simply teleport into with your group, those are simply gonna base you on how fast you do those allods and which level it was. First it's going to decide what level you did. If you did a level higher than somebody else, then you're going to be above them by default. If two people or two different groups did the same level of allods, then it's going to see what timer you have. Whoever did it fastest did it better. So in the end it's going to be about who can clear the allods faster on level 25, because 25 is the highest level you can do in the game. Based on this ranking, every mini season the game is going to give you rewards. Now these rewards will vary from different things. You'll be able to gain costumes. So basically compasses are like astral dungeons, but then a bit more advanced, where you have to vocally would be preferred to communicate with your fellow players so that you can clear the dungeon faster and easier. It's a bit harder if you do it by chat only probably. So basically it's a higher level difficulty of normal dungeons, and that is what compasses are. Now to answer the why, you have to go back to why you want to gear up. Now for your gear, as you can see when I open my gearing panel, I see that my gear has percentages. So these ones are all 115%. That's because I did compasses. If you have your gear by default, it's going to be 105%, 110%, it's going to be 100%, it's going to be 90%. It's going to be, when you're very lucky, a 115%. Because those will be what they are when they drop. When they drop, they can be of any percentage every fifth, with 5 percentages in between as difference. Now if you want to maximize, min-max your gear and you want to have the full percentage of your gear, you'll have to upgrade them with insignias. Now insignias are items that will drop in compasses. So that is the reason number one why you want to do compasses, is to increase your gear. Basically what it's about is that when you have a full set of 115% of gear, you basically have a 100% of gear of the next quality in stats. So the amount of stats they give is the same as epic quality gear in my case would give when they're 100%. So basically when you have a full set of 115, you're already playing in the next layer, which is going to give you a big advantage over the players that don't have 115 gear. Based in stats, you'll have much more stats than other people have. More stats means more numbers, you'll be stronger and you can make the count yourself. So why you want to do it for the compasses is to get your character simply stronger, and you'll be able to compete stuff easier and clear stuff easier than other people do that don't do compasses. So it's really advised to do compasses because it makes you stronger and you're going to be clearing stuff faster. So when you complete an alt, as you can see here, I have insignia boxes. Let me see. So you have different percentages. You always have 103, then you have 106, then you have 109, then you have 112 and 115. So these are separated into 5 levels each. So when you go from compass level 1 to 5, it's going to drop 103%. If you do level 1, you get 1 box per boss, level 2, 2 boxes per boss, level 3, 3 boxes per boss, and so on and so forth. So it's going to give you more boxes per level, up to 5 levels increase of the same percentage. So keep in mind, keep asking your party who still needs 103%, who still needs 106%, so you don't give boxes to people that don't need them anymore. Then you have 106%, this goes from level 6 to level 10 in compasses. And then from level 11 to 15 you get 109, from 16 to 20 you get 112, and then from 21 to 25 you get 115%. I hope you're a bit cleared up on that now, because a lot of people aren't sure what level gives which percentage. So there it is on the screen. And another tip I can give you is that before you open the boxes, for example, if I need some 115s, I advise you to open them with replicators, because if you do open one, you'll have 1 insignia. But if you use a replicator with them and you open one, you'll get double of them. Of course, if you use a triple replicator, you get 3 insignias per box, and a quadruple or an experimental, you get 4 per box. So keep that in mind when you're doing these boxes, so you get your bonus insignias that way, and you'll be getting your insignias faster.
Once the insignias drop, you can simply put them in your gear and you'll be seeing the percentage going up. For a two-handed weapon, it's going to require double the amount of insignias that you need because it takes also 2 slots. If you have a one-handed and an offhand, obviously it's going to take 1 insignia per slot. So basically 1 insignia per slot, two-handed, 2 insignias per slot. So that is part 1 of why you want to do it. Another reason is for the rating ranking. So if we go back to our ranking system here on the website, what happens when you are like in the top, I believe it's top 18, so up to 18 of your server. That's why it's these 80 players are gonna get rewards, and then Evolutions, the other server, the top 18 in this server are going to get the rewards. Now what rewards are we speaking about? We'll have to understand this, you'll have to go a bit more back out of Compass system and go into the system that Allods handles, is that it handles in mini seasons. So a mini season is basically a layer of astral. For example, here we are in layer 2, which is the blue layer. This is the mini season. There's layer 1, emerald color quality. That was another season, that was a previous mini season. The next mini season will be epic quality gear. So you could say that this current mini season is the rare mini season because the gear that it drops that you can get in the game is rare. At the end of this mini season, which would now be by when you're making this video, going to be the 9th of June, I'm assuming, which is going to be a Wednesday. That's going to be a patch day where they're going to unlock the next mini season, which would be the epic quality, which we don't have right now. Now when that does happen, it's going to the game is going to check everyone that had a top 18 ranking and give those players a reward for performing well in that mini season. And then of course for the epic season, it's going to reset all the ratings on the website and it's going to be back from 0, so everybody can join in again. Well, everybody can already join in, I'm just saying everybody has a chance again on being the top 18 for rewards. Now what rewards are you going to be getting? For example, if you're in the top 6 players, because that's one group, you'll be getting a full set of costume. Here we go. That's going to be like this. So this is the first piece of costume you'll be getting when you're top 6 players. It's like a cool alien-like costume. And yeah, you can either choose to either use the costume and you'll have it in your wardrobe so you can wear it to show off people that you did the top compass levels of your server in that season, or you can simply sell them to any vendor and you'll gain this currency called monster heads instead. As you can see, monster heads, you can buy quite a lot of things and costume vanity and all that stuff, but what is the most important thing that I find that you can buy with them is Dream Elixirs in this case. Dream Elixir is a currency you need to upgrade your artifact, which I explained about in my previous video for Legacy of the Gods. And it's not a little bit, it's gonna give you quite a lot of monster heads every season you clear, or every mini season that you're top. So it's going to give your character a big additional boost to help you clear the mini seasons and get you advanced over other players with this artifact. Now it used to be more impactful, I believe, on the previous season, where artifacts were a different system. Now it still is giving you a benefit over other players, but I find the power gap to be less intimidating to newer players, so that's a good thing. You still get your incentive to keep doing this, to be ahead of other players, but you're not going to be ahead that much over other players, so the power gap has been lessened, which is good. Now you can also buy these other items to help you doing the astral compasses. I don't use them that often actually. Just know that they're out there to help you. Sometimes mental breath is really useful for a certain mechanic, but everything else is kind of just additional quality of life that you might want to consider using or not, whatever you think is preferable. You also get these items in your mail every week. The game's going to check what ranking you are, and that is for everyone that's in the top 100. So if you have done any compass and you're in the top 100 players of your server, you'll be getting a mail with all of these items in your mail. Basically everybody, so your whole party. So you have actually 6 of every item for your party, that is every week, just to try them out. You can also sell those to the vendor and you get the same amount of mental heads in return. So it's going to be, yeah, the same thing. So that is the other part of why you want to do compasses, is because you want to get the rewards and you might want to use them or sell them for the dream elixir currency or whatever else you want to get for them. Next to that, next to the costume you'll be getting, you'll also be getting the aura, which is basically also to show off that you've done the compasses. And if we go to our toys, you'll be seeing here that we are gifted with auras. Now the ones from the compasses are these two. So the blue one that you can see on the floor right now, it's a blue symbol on the wardrobe, but it's like a purple one that is on the floor. And then the next one is this one, and that is the purple like one. Now which one you'll be getting is based on your rank. So if you're like in the top 6 players, I think you're going to get this one. And if you're in the top 12 players, which is basically the second party, you'll be getting the blue one. You can also sell these, so if you already have these from previous mini seasons, obviously you can sell them. And then as you can see here, the Shining Azure Astral Aura is 10,000 monster heads worth. If you sell it, you get 10,000 monster heads. The costume is 20,000 monster heads per piece, which is going to give you an abundance of boost. Now if we really calculate quickly, if you get a full set armor, that means 20,000 times 4 is 80,000 monster heads, plus the aura that you would sell is another 10,000 monster heads. So basically you have 90,000 monster heads. What you can do with those monster heads is up to you, really. You can buy the other color costume if you want to get the costumes, if you want to collect them all, that's up to you. You can buy the other vanity stuff as well. These will not be given by reward, you simply have to buy them with the monster heads that you get in exchange. So that's up to you. You have the final wish tickets, which are like toys. I'll show you the final wish tickets, toys. So this is the green one. It's gonna give you like a big frog. It's very fun to play around with it, especially when you're mounting up and making glitches. It's just cool to have, and it's fun to fuck around with. The other wishing ticket is this one. It's like a toy. These are basically some mobs that you can kill in dungeons, so you can roleplay them. It's quite fun. Next in the vendor we have, we explained this, we explained the aura, we explained the tickets, we explained the head pieces. There's the other costume you can buy, but that's optionally for you. And there's the toys you also will get. You will get these in your mail as well for doing the top rank. So basically they're also transformation items. As you can see here, toys for heroic adventures. All of these you can get either from the vendor or from drops when you kill bosses. So this one is the one you get as well for the rankings. You become like an electro thingy, which is funny because its face goes like down when you go right side. The next one is another frog thing. This is like a mob you can find in Al Rihad. And then we have the last one, which is the Gibberling. This is the mother Gibberling of all Gibberlings. I'm not sure what the story is behind this little guy. I don't know why they're giving this toy that you can transform into one Gibberling, but it's pretty cool. And it always has the same bow. It always has this bow, so it's gotta be someone important in the Allods lore that we don't know about. It's like some hidden hunter. If somebody can enlighten me about it in the comments, would be really cool to learn about it. So that is everything you can buy here. The last thing you can buy is the shell skin, the Mystic Shells color pattern Devour, which costs an abundance of 50,000 monster heads. This is the shell skin. It looks pretty cool, pretty badass as well. It's a bit clunky to play with. It depends on your playstyle. I think it's a bit clunky, but it looks really cool when you don't have much vanity show off. I like the model a lot. Very muscular, pretty sick. So that is all the rewards you can get from the compass dungeons. So once you're in the top 6, you get all of this. If you are in the top 12, you'll be getting all of this minus one costume piece. So you basically lose 20,000 monster hits. If you're in the top 18, you're going to get all of that minus 2 costume pieces. And if you're in the top 24, because I believe it's top 24, you're going to get all of that, but only 1 costume piece. And I believe from the top 18, you won't be getting the auras either, I believe. So only the costume pieces. Maybe the toys still. Oh, and before I forget, you still get also one more thing that's only from the rankings. And that is if I have it here. and that is the Lightning Bolt's color pattern Fury Incarnate. This is what you'll be getting from the mini season reward as well. You can get this nowhere else, only gotta be in the top 6 or 12. And how it looks, it's called Fury Incarnate, but it's called Pure Rage in the skins. And so this is how it looks. It's a pretty clean Lightning Bolt skin, it's pretty sick, with glowing at the front, so it has some really cool effects. Up to you whether you like it or not, but it looks like pretty royal to me. So that is everything you can get from teleporting compasses. Now why do I keep calling these teleporting compasses? Because these are the compasses you can simply use with your party and you get teleported into the content to do the content, to do the dungeons. Now there's also another one that I talked about, and that is the Astral Heroic Avengers. The Astral Heroic Avengers are going to be a bit different depending on the ratings. Now for the content itself, for the dungeons, it's exactly the same, which I hope they will change at some point, because it's a bit boring and it's like it's just like a waste of content. But basically they copy pasted the same dungeons into the flying version, so to do this you simply gotta grab your group as well. But you have to go to your ship, so you need an astral ship that's alright geared for this at least. And you can go to the astral map, and you'll be having to teleport to a hub called Astral Allods. There we go. So for my case, that is Sector 3. Is usually where the strongest monsters are living. That's why I have a pretty decent gear chip. And you have to fly around and use your scanner to scan for the Allods, like in old school days. And you go to the Allods that way, the old school way, and simply fly into them with the compass active, and you go in. Now there's a few rules before we go into this. You need to be the ship owner in order for you to use a compass. That's a pretty important thing that you might want to know, because the wrong person might have the compasses that are bound because you doubled them before, but the guy you're using the ship from is not the ship owner, so he won't be able to use the ship. So it has to be the ship owner that pops the compass in order for you to enter. You will not enter if you didn't pop the compass before entering, so make sure you pop it on time as well. Once inside, it's exactly the same Allods with the same mechanics as you did in the teleporting heroics, so it's basically the same thing. The only difference is that how to get there, and then why you do it as well. It's a different rating. So the ratings is also going to give you a different rating. It's not going to look as much to time and level as you have with the teleporting compasses. It's going to give you a rating. I'm assuming this is based on the level you did and the time you did, so I'm not sure why this is based on rating and this one's based on level, but this is also per Allod. So for example, Heroic Adventures, doesn't matter which Allod you go, but what matters is what level it is that you're doing and how fast you can clear it. That's all they look at. For flying, it's a bit more complicated. You have here all the Allods counted up, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 different compass dungeons you can do, and for every dungeon they give a separate rating. So depending on which level you did and how fast you did it, you're going to be given a score for your party. Now based on that score, you'll be giving a score, and that's going to simply sum up from all the different Allods, and that's your total score. This is what matters for the rating for your rewards as well. The top 6 in this party will get the same rewards as I mentioned before, but with a different costume. And I'll be showing that real quick here. You cannot buy this costume from the compass vendor, so that is something to keep in mind as well. You can only get it from player trading or from being in the top flying astral heroics yourself. So if you go to the Heroic Adventures tab in the wardrobe, you'll be seeing here that you can get all the costumes and vanity from the compasses. And then here we have the Astral Adventures costume. A lot of people will remember this. I remember this as the Monster Hunter or Demon Hunter costume. So then it's going to be looking like this. It's not too bad, it's alright, but I'm not a fan of the costume. Now, what doesn't matter what I like, what matters is that you will get another part of this costume, and you can also sell it to the vendor for the same amount of monster heads you got from these costumes. So it's also 20,000 per piece, and obviously as before, the top 12 gets 1 piece less, the top 13 gets a piece less, sorry, top 18, and then the top 24 gets only 1 piece, because there's 4 pieces in the costume. So that is really it on how it works for the Heroic Adventures and the Astral Heroic Adventures. You get flying, which you go in via the Astral Ship, and you have the teleporting, which you simply gather the group and teleport in. Now I'll bear in mind that flying will have some additional rewards when you kill bosses on the Allods. When you do manage to kill bosses, you'll be given a extra additional chests that you can loot, and those chests will be loaded into your ship when you loot them, just like in old school. And if you want that loot, you'll have to fly back at the end of your journey, back to the hangar or back to the academy of your faction, and then you'll be able to loot all the chests that you got in flying heroic, if that's what you want. Now what is in those chests? It varies from gold to ship devices of any quality that can drop, so it can also be very worthless to do it, and it also can drop dream elixir, and also the bonus insignias will drop. Now the insignias that drop from the flying heroic are tradable, so you can sell them to other players if they want to. The ones that you get from heroic advantage are always bound on drop. So bear in mind that if you want to make some extra cash as a group, you might do astral heroic advantage and sell those insignias, because they might go for a lot of gold for people that are interested in getting their gear up, but they don't have people to go with, they don't have friends to go with, or they just simply don't want to do the content to get those high insignias. Now, as a small disclaimer, they did make it easier for such people to get their insignias by simply getting amalgam and dust, which is now the only purpose is for insignias, and those players can basically also craft insignias at the anvil for much less gold. So you need dust, you need some amalgam, and then some gold. If you want the 115% insignias, you will need quite a lot of dust and quite a lot of amalgam for only one insignia, and you cannot double these with replicators or anyhow, so this is per one insignia, and you need basically 3 per gear piece, because you're jumping from 112 to 115. That is 113, that is 114, and that is 115. So that's 3 insignias, so bear that in mind. Now that's about it, like everything I can tell you guys about the compasses and what that is only one part of all the content in the game you can do if you want to get these insignias and these additional rewards to help you in progress in the mini seasons. Now if I did forget something somehow and you're not sure about something, you still have questions about the heroic system, the compass system, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments so everybody can see the question as well, and I'll be answering, or somebody else can answer that as well. I want this all to be transparent and clear. I want you guys to understand what the game offers in endgame, why we did the first part of the video, we did gear up and we prepared ourselves for endgame, and what we can do with this. So the first part is the endgame compass dungeons and what you can get for them, how it works, and all that good stuff. Now, apart of all these rewards, of course, it's going to be fun as well to do them. It's fun to learn new mechanics, it's fun to see these new dungeons you might have never seen before. If you're a veteran like me, you probably know that it's getting quite boring, and there has been the same Allods for a long time now. And I do hope they're going to revive new old Allods from back in the day and make them into compass dungeons as well, or simply create completely new ones with new mechanics, so I get this feeling of learning again, because it's been a long time since I got to learn anything in the game again, and I would love to learn something new again. Now I hope this helped for you, I hope this made it clear. Give it a like if it did, subscribe if you want to see more content, because I am trying to make more. I did slow down on videos because now I'm more into streaming. I stream on Twitch, guys, twitch.tv/xDragagon. X, my name was already taken, so I had to go with X's. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.